So one of the subjects that caught my eye was the left back situation. So I gave my team prediction, and for those of you that haven't seen it, my team prediction was Alisson in goal, Trent at right back, Robbo at left back, Canade, Virgil van Dijk, Alexis McAllister, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, then Diaz, Jota, Darwin. But the part that I'd like to have a conversation about and an exchange of opinions is the left back position. So I was going through, reading through the comments on the video, and a lot of people were saying, Craig, I want Joe Gomez to continue at left back. Joe Gomez has done a good job. And then it ranged from people who were, maybe it's too soon for Robbo to come back in, to other people who were just flat out saying, it's Joe's shirt right now. He hasn't done anything to be dropped, so Robbo has to earn his spot back. And they're all very fair and very valid opinions, but I want to give you my take on why I've gone with Andy Robertson at left back and not Joe Gomez, because I think it needs some explaining. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. So Joe's done a great job. I think we'll all agree. Since we lost Robbo, Costas came in, Costas did a fine job. Then he got injured, broke his collarbone, and Joe Gomez has come in and done a great job at left back. But one thing that I don't have the stats for, and I am working off my own perception, have we seen a drop-off in the assists coming from the left side, particularly from the full-back position? I'm asking because I truly don't know the answer to the question off the top of my head, but my perception is that we have had a drop-off. And also, I think there's something to be said for having a naturally left-footed player playing in the left-back position, because I think it gives us more options to either go around the outside with the crosses or to cut inside and play the ball across. I do appreciate and fully actually really like that people are sticking up for Joe, and we've all been very impressed with Joe Gomez since he's filled in, and his versatility, as I've said many times over the past few weeks and months, has been a lifesaver for us. But I still can't get away from the fact that Andy Robertson is our left back. Come hell or high water, he's the one for me that should be playing if he's fit. Now, another game or two perhaps to get him back up to speed with Joe at left back. I can understand that totally. But the part that I was, I guess, pushing back on a bit was the understanding from some people that they just want Joe to be the left back now. That's just the way it is, and Robbo has to earn the spot back. So I'm interested to see how people feel about that. Do you agree that Joe is the left back now? Or do you think Robbo has to come straight back in? Or do you think that it's a little bit too soon maybe for Robertson? We need Gomez for the Arsenal game is one of the comments that I can see. Yes and no. We did well against Arsenal in the Cup, but I don't expect the same Arsenal when we go there. Gomez is more solid at left back, but Connor, do you know what? The part that really made me think actually was what Connor said. Connor said to me, think of it this way. When we have a back four with Trent in it, Trent drops into midfield when we're in possession a lot of the time, and that almost makes it like we've a back three then. And if in a back three system, Gomez is the left side of that back three, that makes a lot of sense to me about why that it would be appealing and why maybe the balance is a little bit better there. You are sacrificing a bit going forward, but we're already sacrificing that by allowing Trent to play in the hybrid role and vacate the right side. So when Connor said that to me, it made me reevaluate a little bit and kind of, I guess, understand a bit more why some people may be looking for Joe Gomez to continue in the left back role for the short term anyway. I don't see a world where it works long term, but I can understand a bit more why people might think in the short term it's a good option. For me, the way that Liverpool attack half spaces, I think we need an overlapping runner on the left hand side, and Joe Gomez isn't that overlapping runner, whereas Andy Robertson is. And to think back to the year where we had those ridiculous amount of assists from Robbo and Trent, they were good days, weren't they? But I think for all the solidity we get from Gomez, we do lose a little bit moving forward. And in our system, I think the fullbacks are important. So I would still probably come down on the side of Andy Robertson, especially at home to Chelsea. But whether that comes too soon or not, I guess, is a fair comment. Gomez has done nothing wrong. But I don't think, for me, I'm not looking at this as Joe being punished, mate. I'm looking at it as Andy Robertson's our left back. And one of the best left backs in the league, in my opinion. So it's certainly not a case of Joe's done anything wrong. He definitely doesn't deserve to be dropped. I don't mean it that way at all. I think Joe's versatility will be a huge factor for us. And he's not going to nail down a position, I don't think, on the left side moving forward. Forever. I just don't see that happening. So I want to get your thoughts on the situation. What happens with that? And do you agree with what Connor said, that when we look at the situation with Trent at right back and him dropping into midfield, if we look to the back three, then Gomez on the left side of a back three makes a bit of sense. Robbo needs to build fitness, but it is his spot. He's better going forward, said Hex. He definitely is better going forward. But do you know what? Also, to counteract that conversation, it's been great having left back as a position where I feel solid defensively, and that's one thing since Joe's been there. I feel like he is a better defender naturally than Andy Robertson, if I'm being honest with you. I just think I can't get away from the fact that I like Liverpool to force the game. I like Liverpool to inflict our will on the opposition, and I think we do that better when we give them something to worry about, something to fear, which is the balls into the left channel or the breaks into the left channel. Maybe Darwin Núñez can occupy some of that on the left-hand side. Joe Gomez should start, said Casper's Photography. Joe deserves to keep his spot, said Owen Keys. Do you know what? Fair play to you guys in the chat. I like that loyalty. You guys know I've always been somebody who's more often than not said, I think if the shirt's yours, you keep it until you lose it. I don't know though, honestly, when Robert gets up to speed, I just feel we're better with Robertson in an attacking sense, but these are good headaches, right? It is much better that we're sitting here having this conversation about which one of our really good two left backs we should be using, rather than rushing Andy Robertson back because we felt like Joe just hasn't worked. It's been a really good headache in a positive way for the manager and for us fans to now look at and think, well, whoever plays, we're going to be all right, but which one should it be? Keep Gomez, he has the form and momentum, said Ash. Gomez right back, Robbo left back, Trent in midfield. So again, Dania, the only reason I've resisted the urge to move Trent into midfield in my predictions is I don't know what Trent midfield looks like fully in the Jurgen system yet, because we haven't really seen it. I don't feel comfortable with Trent in the number 6 role alone, because I don't think he has the ability to be press resistant and to press as much as we need from a defensive midfielder. But he does have that quarterback ball playing perfection of a pass that he can just ping everywhere. And of course, he can get up and join the attacks as well. We've got a bit of freedom, which is why I think, and I've always said, if he does go into midfield, I think it becomes part of a double pivot, whether that's with Turo or whether that's with Alexis. I guess time will tell. Gomez would be a great defensive midfielder in the middle with Robbo outside of him. Next penalty, Gomez scores. T said Joe Gomez should start. Start Gomez, bring Robbo on a half time, said Joe Bristow. Look, they're all good options, and whoever plays, I'm sure, will be fine. Gomez at left back or Robbo at left back. Now, remember, when we play Chelsea, more often than not, these games have been draws and tough to break through, so that's probably why I'm looking a little bit more attack-minded for the game coming up against Chelsea, because I don't want another draw. I don't want another 0-0. We need to take momentum and a win into that game. But maybe going by what you guys are saying in the chat, if you start with Joe Gomez and see how the game's panning out, maybe that change for Andy Robertson will give us momentum to go on and win the game or push for a second, I guess, if we have a lead. Good headaches though, right? Good headaches to have.